Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Creative Tavern. My name is Christopher Lee. I'm a concept artist or concept designer. Been in the industry for about 10 years now. Worked with companies such as Walt Disney Imagineering as well as Universal Studio Creative. And I'm here today with my buddy Michael Walker. Say hello, Michael.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Welker. I'm a creative technologist and a writer. And I am an old friend of Chris Lee's. And we actually met and got to work together in the theme park industry. Worked on some really cool projects together, and then recently found ourselves in between big projects and decided that we wanted to do something together, put our heads together and do like a creative partner project. Took us a while to figure out what that was, but we decided we were going to make a video game. Not only that, we wanted to share the journey with others, so we started the Creative Tavern. And to tell you more about that, I'm going to hand it back to Chris.
Thank you, Michael. And the Creative Tavern was created by Michael and myself. Was We wanted a platform to not only share our work but also have your guys's creation to be featured on this platform, because I know when I first started on Twitch, it was hard for me to share my stuff with other people unless I get to know them, until I ask. Well, if you guys are in here, if you guys are creative, feel free to join our Discord, because every Sunday we look at all your guys' amazing work, and we appreciate all the people who have shared their stuff, such as June and Honey, or JB Honey, which we will look at tonight. The work that we will look at. So thank you guys so much for being here, and we cherish and value every single one of the people here. And Captain Blue is here today. We were just talking about you, Captain Blue. We missed you, man, and thank you so much for being here. I know it's like 4 or 5 a.m. over there in Sweden, so thank you so much
Wow.
for being here. Yeah. Anything I missed, Michael? I kind of rambled on a little bit. I apologize.
I don't think so. I think you hit all the major points.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So today's Sunday, and just a little refresher. Michael and I used to stream on both Wednesday and Sundays. However, our video game is done now, and we currently don't have a project to continuously update you guys. And so we thought that maybe we could just cut down to once a week to just share with you guys what Michael or myself have been working on. And today I'll be sharing with you guys what I've been working on for the past 4 days. And yeah, it'll be interesting, because I've been working on my second tarot card. It's called the Harmony deck, which I should have called it the Harmony Tarot deck. But currently the name is the Harmony deck, and I've worked really, really hard on it. I utilized the AI program called Midjourney, and then it helped me cut down the design time about 1/3. Because the first tarot deck, it took me about 6 months to design. This tarot deck took me roughly 2 months, so 1/3 of the time. Very, very happy, very, very um, pleased with how it came out. Just to let you guys know, Midjourney is an AI program used in Discord. It's not perfect. It has definitely a long way to go, and I will be sharing with you guys some of the processes that I've been the process that I how I use it, how I manipulate it, and how I um, you know make the cards, and as well as share with you guys the Kickstarter at at the stage right now. And I'm going to ask Michael to help me out, as well as I'm working on a video, because apparently in order to be featured on Kickstarter as the projects we love, you have to have a really nice video, and that's something that I'm working on. I'm not a videographer. I don't do videos. I do static images. um I'm at a point in my life where I'm so lazy. I don't want to learn new programs, but learning is always good. But right now I just have so many balls in the air trying to do a lot of stuff, and I just don't have the time or the bandwidth to learn yet another program. There's already Blender, Photoshop, and there's a whole bunch of other programs I want to learn, such as Live 2D and you know what is it, Live 2D, DaVinci Resolve, as well as um, Rebel, the new painting program. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to do, but like Michael and I keep saying, like time is very, very valuable, and you have to squeezed all the time and utilize the time to the maximum. How do you say it? Optimize your time so that you don't waste any time, right? Okay, with that said, let me share with you guys my screen. Share screen, screens, and screen number 4. Boom. All right, and if I do this, perfect. All right. Michael, do you see the my screen?
Yep, looking at the Kickstarter page.
All right. FY or not FY, but just to let you guys know, the when people look at this page, it's going to be white. So Michael, I make the what you call it, the background dark, but most people will probably see it in the white background. And look, in my opinion, it doesn't look as good. Sorry, it's a little bit bright.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Apologize, guys. But this is the way people will see more most likely
Yep,
how they will see it. So I'm just gonna do it this way
agreed.
so that it doesn't really it won't affect the judgment and all. So okay, so here it is. I don't have the video yet. I'm currently working on it, but I will show you guys what I've been doing so far. It's very, very, very rough, so I apologize. So this is just the cover photo of the Harmony deck, and I showed five of my favorite cards on there. That actually has the most color range of the cards. It has like kind of green, yellow, red, yellow, and kind of harmonizes, and I like the way it looks. So that's how I did this at the as the cover page. So this image right now is what we'll be seeing when people peruse through the Kickstarters. They'd be like, oh look, this looks like there's 5 images, and yeah. Do you want me to zoom in? Yeah, let me zoom in really quick. There you go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. All right, and then I will scroll down, scroll down. And this, notice I'm doing slash slash. Do you know why I did that, Michael?
No,
Oh,
should
that's
I?
interesting. Isn't that like a programming language? Like if you do slash
Oh yeah, you
slash.
commented out.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm trying to be, you know, fancy and put slash
Oh,
slash
I
just
gotcha.
to
I gotcha. Okay.
just to let you know that there will be an image like a photo of the deck in this area right here. But
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
now I'm just substituting it. And here's the introduction, and I'm thinking about instead of letting people read all this part right here, like hi there, welcome to the second blah 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 blah. I would actually do like a little introduction video like, hi, my name is
Mm,
Christopher Lee, blah 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 blah, because people don't read. People don't like to read, as well as the story. So I would combine introduction and the story as one video, because
got it.
story is essentially like a few months ago I was introduced to Midjourney by two amazing Twitch streamers, Carol Phillips Art and Impux, and so instead of having you guys read all this, I'll just say it in the video. So this is
Um,
this. Okay.
one, sh- not necessarily a recommendation, but just something to think about. Would be to potentially have both the video and the text, and not
Okay.
one or the other.
Okay.
Um, because for some people, they might prefer to be able to just like scan the text. Some people
Sure.
might be deaf and they won't be able to
Yep.
actually even hear what you're saying. Um,
Hmm.
so I think it's better to have both, and then the people who
Okay.
don't want to do any reading can skip it and
Skip.
just look at the
Okay.
video. The
Okay.
people who don't want to watch the video or can't hear what you're saying in the video, they can still read the text.
That's smart. Best of both worlds. Okay, I'll definitely keep this still in then. Awesome. Again, thank you so much for your feedback. That this is why, guys, it is very important not just to work in a vacuum, but to find a good friend or relative or someone close to you that who you trust, who has your back, and get their opinions on the stuff. Because I keep telling Michael I've been working on this just by myself, and it's good to get another set of eyes on here. So, and if you guys in the chat have any advice or suggestion, please let me know as well. And just again, just to say, oh, this is the Harmony deck, and this I'm gonna show like the image of the deck itself.
Sure.
This is the qual quality printed cards, an explanation of the type of paper and process it would be used to make. Here's the custom printed ridge box. I'll have a photo of um, the box container. Uh, the
Hmm.
box the box itself will be very much like, oh, like kind of like this. Oh shit,
Yeah,
my
your
video
video's
is
chopping up.
yeah. But this is for the little cuties. I know I'm lagging, so I apologize, guys. But the Ridge box is this type of design where it has a lid on top as well as a lid or a container at the bottom. So wow, my camera just like it did not like me moving like crazy. That's interesting.
Wow, yeah,
Wow,
that's
wow.
real stuttery.
I am so sorry. And this only happens when I share my screen. So I guess Discord doesn't like it when
Mm.
I share my screen and have a simultaneous video. Anyways, all right, moving on. So my face is not important. I just wanted to show you guys the rigid box. All right, moving on. And then so this is the Harmony tarot card decks, and I just say let them know that let's check out this all the 78 illustrated individual illustrations, and so this is just like a breakdown of all the major arcanas, going down, and then this is the minor arcana. This is the cups. Oh, this little thing says watermarks will not be on the final card print because if you really look at it, there's like the
Hmm.
design presents harmony deck. I don't want people ripping off my artwork is what it is. Not that my art is important or anything, but just to be on the safe side. And here are the pentacles. And here are the swords. Captain Blue Blue asked, ever thought of taking individual cards and selling them as posters? Yes, absolutely. These will be printed on 8.5 by 14 sized paper, or not paper, art posters, if you will. In America, they are called legal size paper. It's
Mm.
it's a little bit longer than the 8.5 by 11, but instead it's 8.5 by 14. And luckily, 8.5 by 14 is the exact ratio for the tarot cards itself. So I lucked out on
Wow,
that. Yeah, yeah. I looked.
that's cool.
Totally lucked out on it. So yes, Captain Blue Blue, I like where your head is at, and I definitely will be doing prints as well. And these are the wands. And that's it. And so the next thing that I'm showing is the companion booklet, and obviously I don't have that with me right now. I have to wait until I get it and take photos of it. But I do have a preview that I can click on, or the people can, backers, potential backers can click on, and they can see a digital version of the book. And Michael, I believe you've seen this before already, but this is the kind of like a digital version of the companion booklet. And what this
Hmm.
is supposed to be, for those of you guys who haven't seen this before, it's a beginner. It's kind of like a beginner's guide to the tarot cards. It essentially tells what each card means, with its upright meaning as well as reverse meaning. And Michael, I did remember. I didn't answer you because I forgot. Um, but you in one of your notes to me was that you asked is like, hey, is this card reverse meaning? Did you get the
Hmm. Hmm.
upright and reverse mixed up? The answer is no, I didn't. Is because just because it's upright does not mean it's a positive meaning. An upright card can also mean a negative thing, and then when it's flipped
Got it.
upside down, the negative becomes positive, and that's not always the
Right.
case. That's what I've observed. So
Got
essentially,
it.
yeah, I didn't like make it out of my butt. I didn't pull this out of my butt. I did like a lot of
Sure.
research in internet because I
Oh,
thought the
that's
same.
great.
Yeah, I thought the same. I was like, oh, okay, so even
Wait
when
a
it's
minute.
upright, it's it still means a negative thing. So, yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah. So I'm just going through really quickly. And just to let you guys know, this is A6 size, so it's about this big. It's like a little tiny hand booklet, where people can just put it in their pocket and carry it with them. Ooh, I just noticed something. Why is there a line here?
Oh,
Uh,
oop,
you know what? I am gonna say that's fine because it's so close to the edge. Because this is where
yeah.
they glue the pages together. You're not really gonna
Hmm.
see this line anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah, I bet you'll be just fine.
Yeah. And special
Looking
thanks to Michael
good.
Walker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So people have the opportunity to take a look at this. Um, so yeah, Captain Blue said it's very ethereal, fantasy looking. It's interesting because ethereal was one of the words that I thought of using as the title of the deck, the ethereal deck. But I was just like, I don't know if ethereal is the right word. But I'm glad you and I are thinking along the same lines. Maybe the next deck I do it'll be called the ethereal deck, the ethereal tarot deck. How about that?
There you
Uh,
go.
uh,
Oh,
yeah.
speaking of which, while we were, or while at some point since we started streaming, I went on Kickstarter and did a search for other tarot decks and just kind of like thumbed through them.
Uh-huh.
And I don't I mean this is not a very exhaustive opinion, but I did find at least one or two decks that did not call themselves, that did not have the word tarot in the name on the box. So
Hmm.
it's not it's not unheard of for there to be a tarot deck that doesn't
Right.
brand itself as a tarot deck. So
Okay.
take that
Uh, yeah.
for either comfort or if it's really bothering you, then that's up to you if you want to go back in there and make changes.
Well, that's the thing, dude. Like the deck is being made right now. I mean, it's
Oh, well
made
then yeah,
already.
you can't
Well,
change it.
well, no. I mean, but that's the prototype, right? It's the prototype, because
Oh, right, right, right.
I could always let the backers know, like, hey guys, I thought about it. It probably should be called the Harmony Tarot deck. I should have said tarot in there. So while this might be the look of the box right now, and as well as the booklet, but I could always change it, right? Because nothing is final. I mean, I printed it already, but I don't know. Let me think about it. I mean, the Harmony Tarot deck versus the Harmony deck. What do you think, Michael?
I I like it to have the word tarot in it, but
Hmm.
I don't think it's the end of the world if it doesn't.
Hmm.
Uh, that's my completely um, uninformed opinion because I don't
Right.
know, you know, much about tarot decks or uh, how to market them well on Kickstarter. So I may be completely wrong, but I my preference would be, yeah, put tarot
Tarot.
in the title.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Captain Blue says it doesn't need to say tarot on the title box. Tarot might be the descriptor in the box or something. Yeah, that's also one way to go about it too. Um, yeah, thank you, Captain Blue Blue. Oh man, I kind of like the Harmony deck. I mean the next one could also be the Ethereal deck. The next one could be the Unity deck. But having the name Tarot is very. I mean, how would people know this is a tarot deck, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the people who find it via the Kickstarter and buy it like they know it's They
Right.
know it's a tarot card deck,
Right.
and
Right.
when they're using it, they're gonna know it's a tarot card deck. So that's not really a problem. It's
Yeah.
really just a marketing thing. If somebody stumbles across, this,
Yeah.
and they're looking at it like the Harmony deck, what is this?
Right. 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 Captain Blue says it could be like the Harmony deck, complete set of tarot cards and booklet. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
complete
yeah.
set
You
of.
can, yeah, you can still keep it the Harmony deck, and then just somewhere else on the box
Right.
put the word tarot.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. All right. Sweet. Thank you guys. I appreciate
Yeah,
your both of your guys' feedback. All
no,
right.
it's Captain Blue Blue.
So good to see you, Captain Blue Blue. And the design process. Here is where I kind of explain um, the design process. The first one is Midjourney slash Discord. It's at first I open up Discord with my prompt to generate some images for the Fool. Here's the prompt that I use. I basically show exactly what I typed in here, and then here's an image of Discord, and here's the two images that was created. And then the second step is to select generated images. And I didn't just make two, but I actually created like eight of them. So
Wow.
every time you create an image, it will never ever be the same. It'll totally be different. I mean, it might look similar, but if I zoom, hold on, can I zoom in? No, I can't. I mean, I could zoom in, but the image won't get any bigger. Um,
Oh.
it definitely looks similar, but there are like things a little bit different about each one. And so out
Mm-hmm.
of the eight images, I picked these two. For this one, I really liked the lighting, and for this one, I like
Mm,
kind of like the figure detail of it. And the third is essentially the comp compositing as well as painting. And some of you guys have seen already, but I'm just gonna click on it and really quickly to show the the painting process. It takes about 2 minutes, and I'm pretty sure Michael, you can't hear the music as I can't hear the music either, but it's fine. So taking the two images and painting out stuff that is not needed in the image because again, the Midjourney AI tool, and it is exactly that, a tool. It's it generates stuff that looks nice, but at the same time, it also generates stuff that doesn't really make sense. And so you have to do some, or for me, I have to do some really digital editing in order to get the image the way I want it to be. So I utilized two images. One was it was a good starting point for the person, and then this one image B, I use it for the background. And what I'm doing right now is essentially taking the figure from image A, and then I post pasted it into image B. And I one of the reasons why it looks blue and dark right now is because I inversed it, and the reason why I'm doing that is so that I could uh, erase the parts of the image that I don't need, and this is just the
mm,
easy way to do it. Um, and then so now I'm just kind of like putting details, painting, and I'll show you the breakdown on the of this image in a Photoshop file that I've prepared for you guys to see. It's very simple. I mean, the process is simple, but doing it, like painting it, it takes a little bit of effort and work, and it's not just taking exactly what Midjourney has given me and then just use it, but instead I actually have to paint and you know manipulate the images to my will basically. So that's how it is. That's how the thing is in the Harmony deck now available. All right. Hmm. And here's the rewards section. I haven't obviously I need to take photos of the book as well as the tarot cards in order to show what rewards they have. But essentially, I was here are the rewards right here. Let me show you. Oh shoot, no. So if you pledge $15 or more, the Harmony Tarot deck. Ah, look at this. I actually called it the
There you go.
Harmony Tarot deck. Companion booklet. If you pledge $15, you will get one. And for here, I've also called it the Harmony Tarot deck. If you pledge for 45, it will whatchamacallit, you'll get one deck of the Harmony deck. And then, however, if you pledge $50, you'll get both. It's a special bundle package. You save 17% if you buy it together. So yeah, that's those are the rewards. I've also have given add-on goodies, and I will let the people also have the opportunity to purchase the Tarot Gals, uh, the first tarot deck that I created at a discount. So there's these two, as well as the little cuties mini poker cards that I just created. I sent those out this week, and some people have gotten it. So I'm very very excited to hear if they actually like it or not, and I'm very very happy. And this right here essentially just tells you guys how it works. You pledge for rewards, and here's me telling the people here are all my past campaigns. You could click on it and check it out. That I am not a fraud. If you pledge, I definitely will be uh, sending you some rewards, right? And here's a cost breakdown. This is essentially the same. I always use the same image. Change the color, but it's always 66, 14, and 20 for the manufacturing, packaging, and margin of error plus fees and whatnot. Here's a timeline. This is not, I didn't, this needs to be updated, but November 29th is the right date, and I have to update the rest of these right here. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm trying to launch it on the 29th. Here's about me, and then thank you, as well as risk and challenges. So yeah, this is what I've been doing for the past. This took me 2 days to complete, and it was it wasn't hard. It just took time because if you look at all the stuff that in here, there's a pattern. I essentially took all the all the introduction, the story, the harmony deck. It's all the same template uh, motif from all the other past Kickstarters that I've
Sure.
done. Yeah, I'm just using what works. Captain Blue says, "Yay, good to see you guys. You too, guys. Yeah." Captain Blue also says, "Did I see October in the dates? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, I still need to update the dates. I just plopped it in there. The dates were from I copy and paste it from my past Kickstarter, these little cuties Kickstarters, and the only date that is right is November 29th, and everything else is still in October. I haven't really touched it. Yeah, but I definitely will be. Um, I will update it very soon. Good eye, man. Good eye, Captain Bulu. Man, your brain is on fire. Like it's so late over there, yet you're like very sharp-minded. So.
Wait,
But yeah,
so is it late for you, Captain Blue Blue? Are you still awake, or is it early? Are you just starting the day and you get up really early, or do you know, Chris?
I
Is he a
think
night owl?
I think he is a night owl. He belongs in the NOS, the Night Owl Society.
There you go.
But it for him over there, it's so late that it's early. So right now it's like I want to say 4, 5, 6 a.m. over there right now. He says, "I am still awake. I have embraced the moon." Good, good. The moon. Very,
There
very
you go.
excellent. Yep, the Night Owl Society. Okay, Michael, what do you think so far?
Um, I think it's great. I've always been pretty impressed with your Kickstarter layouts. I think they look very professional to me. There's nothing in here that's jumping out at me as like, ooh, I would change that.
Mm-hmm.
I like your pricing structure. I think it's pretty good. I like that you've got yeah, you can buy the companion guide separately, and seems like pretty good deal if you get if just the deck, but if you pay just an extra $5 and you get the
Mm-hmm.
companion guide, I think that's really good value.
Yeah.
Um, what else? Yeah, I think the little placeholders you have where you're gonna like put in videos and stuff sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sure the backers will really appreciate being able to see all of the cards because I know we've seen a couple of
Yeah.
tarot Kickstarters where they didn't include that for
Right.
whatever reason.
Right.
Um, so that's pretty cool. People get to actually see exactly what they're going to be buying, and it's not going to be like, you know, a surprise of
Right.
like, oh man, I wasn't expecting this when I got to the Pentacles. Like, wow, something wacky going on here. I mean, I think all the Pentacle cards look great, but for whatever reason, maybe somebody would have been
Mm-hmm.
caught off guard if they didn't
Mm-hmm.
get the preview. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Good note about the watermark, and I like that you repeated that note. It's not just one time somewhere up at the top. Like every time you've got that uh, an image of the cards, you've got that note, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. There you go. Um, I like the link to the preview of the companion booklet where yeah, that thing where you can page through, like that's neat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that I would say is kind of harking back to the beginning, the color scheme and the like color palette of the actual product itself and then like your titles and stuff really does look a lot better on a dark background as opposed to the light
Yeah.
background. But
Yeah.
not
I
much you can
mean,
do about that, right?
yeah. The only reason why I'm able to make a black background is because I have this add-on, Firefox
Sure.
add-on. It makes everything dark, which is great.
Got it.
I
Yeah,
hate
that's cool.
I hate bright. Uh, I'm turning it off right now, or turning it on. I don't know why it's taking
Thinking about
forever.
it.
Oh, there you
There
go.
it goes.
Boom.
Yeah, that looks fantastic.
It looks so
Um,
good.
but yeah, I mean, Kickstarter itself doesn't have a dark mode, right? So
Right. Yeah. Yep.
people are just going to see it with a white background. So not much we could do about that. And it
Yeah.
doesn't look bad or anything. And I probably wouldn't even have noticed if we didn't start with the dark background.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that actually looks pretty sexy. That's much
Yeah.
nicer.
Yeah. Oh well.
But
Damn it.
other than that, I don't think I really have any notes.
Cool. Cool.
Looks good to me.
Cool. Thanks, man. Sorry, I was coughing.
Sure.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much, man. And I will continue to work on this. The next thing that I want to share with you, Michael, is the video that I am working on. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm gonna close this right here. Captain Blue Blue
Okay.
says, "Yeah, it looks very professional." Thank you so much, Captain Blue Blue. Really appreciate it, man. All right.
Ooh.
So what you guys are looking at right now is a free program called DaVinci Resolve. It is a video editing program. It's very powerful. And if you ask me, Chris, how much do you know about it, and how much like of everything that's in there, how proficient are you? You know what the all the power that it has. How much percentage do you know how to use? And I could tell you, I probably use like 0.5% of this program because right now I'm just cutting, pasting things together, and putting audio. And there's like a whole bunch of stuff that you could do. There's like lots of filters, effects, and I don't have I mean obviously if I'm going to, learn it, use it, I have to watch YouTube video. Right now at this phase, I'm just like trying to piece shit together so that it actually makes a video. Because all the flashy stuff, it's just flashy stuff. The most important content is the content itself, right? So what I'm gonna
Mm-hmm,
do,
mm-hmm.
Michael, I want you to hear this. So
Okay.
let me give me 1 second.
Sure.
Do I click on more? Hold on. How
I
do I
don't know.
how do I give you output device?
If you need me to unmute on Twitch, I can just listen to the audio there. If it's I don't know
Okay.
if you're feeding the
Yeah.
audio to Twitch, I
Uh,
can just
I
do that.
I believe I'm feeding the audio to Twitch. So it's gonna be delayed. I want you to just watch this through one time and then just let me know how it is. And I will let you know I don't have, all the stuff right here, all the T's right here. They are only words, okay? They're only
Okay.
words, and just imagine them as, the content that is not just words, okay? All right.
Got it. Okay.
So mute me and then just or you don't need to mute me. I'll just shut up and I'll just play it and then you can watch it on Twitch. Let me know when you're ready, Michael.
Ready.
All right, so I'm gonna press play. Do you hear any music?
Nope.
No.
I don't hear any
Okay.
music. Do you hear any music, Captain
Uh,
Blue Blue?
I don't. I know why. Shoot. Hold on. Oh, okay. Here's the thing that I did. I told DaVinci Resolve to to send all the audio to my headphones, your headphones, the headphones that
Ah.
you're wearing right now. So what I have to do
Mm,
is go to preferences, go to audio plugins. Is it audio plugins? No. Is it general, advanced? No, video. Here you go.
oh yeah, probably in there.
Yeah, right here.
Holy smokes.
Why there's so many?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. This one right here. Okay, and there you go. All right, save. Changes will take effect the next time. Oh, all right. So
Oh man.
I gotta restart. Give me
Okay.
one
Well,
second.
hey, at
Sorry,
least you
guys.
figured it out.
Yeah.
Sure. No problem. Take your time.
Oh, don't look at that. You're not. You guys aren't looking at that.
Oh no.
No, don't look. Don't look.
Don't look at the tarot cards.
So these are the four tarot cards that I'm gonna show you. The whole process breakdown of how I got there. And it's gonna
Ah,
be
gotcha.
yeah,
So, gotcha.
yeah. I mean,
We're seeing the end of the movie here.
exactly. They're naked without the watermark. Yeah, no, don't look at them. They're naked. Sorry, DaVinci Resolve is booting up right now.
No problem. That's cool. That program's free.
It is. It's amazing how so many programs, and I'm so thankful slash grateful that, these developers are willing to let, little people like me to use it. And, I'm quite grateful. Captain Blue says it's open source. It is. It is. Yep. Search. Go on Google and search for the DaVinci Resolve. Or there's no the. I think just search for DaVinci Resolve, and then you'll find it, and then you'll be able to download it. It's a great program. I don't know what. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. There you go. Oh boy, it's like so slow. Oh, look, it's a little mini poker. And the reason why I had to download this because I used to edit a lot of videos in on my Mac, and because I don't have a Mac anymore, I don't have what is it? iMovie is what I used to use. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it's so bright. Sorry guys, sorry, it's super bright. All right. So theoretically, if I press play, you guys should hear. Ah, yes. Okay. All right, hold on. Desktop audio. I'm gonna boost the audio up a little bit, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna restart it. All right. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Make this screen a little bit bigger. Ah. Oh, I guess that's how big it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, start. Wow, it is. Sorry. Let me go back. It is lagging. 1, 2, 3, start. This is as far as I got. So section 4A, minor arcana cups. It's all based on the beats of the thing. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's supposed to say Prince. And that's it.
That's pretty awesome. I thought it was great.
Oh, cool.
The
Thanks,
music
man.
choice is fantastic. Um, oh, and before I forget, one thing that I thought of while I was watching this that might, I don't know if your Kickstarter page had it or not. And if it did, then great. You totally ignore this note, but it would be cool to have a an image that shows two cards side by side. One is the back side and one is the front side, and maybe it's labeled back, front.
Oh,
That way people know what the back of the cards are going to look
ye-
like.
yeah. That's yeah. I don't have that right now. I do not have that right now. So yes, I definitely should do that. Shit, I forgot.
No worries. That's why I'm
Thank
here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, I thought it was awesome. I loved the part where you had the like two lines of cards that are like scrolling by each other. It's looks really epic, and also it's like, man, that is you did a shit ton of work. Um,
Yeah.
that's a lot of cards. And it looks cool. I think the music's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, the little bit that you have so far is great, and then the transitions that are in time with the music looked good to me. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Awesome.
Love it.
I'm glad you like it cuz if I zoom, can I zoom in? Sorry. There you go. If you look at how I divided all the all the segments up right now,
Mm-hmm.
this every break is kind of like a dun 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 dun
Mm-hmm.
dun, and so every downbeat I want to change it up to something, and I've noticed that this particular song has kind of like the intro area, like right here, and then it has kind of like a body right here, and then it has like a chorus right here, and then it goes back to the body, and then it goes back to the chorus, and then it has the ending right here. So it's so interesting when I really analyze this song just by breaking it down so that I could know how many sections there are. I noticed that there's like this little pattern. So now I'm just like, okay, the intro's intro, the body right here is, I could put the major arcana cards right here, and then this chorus right here, I could put the four minor arcana cards right here, cups, swords, wands, and pentacles, right here. And then here I could put, the actual pictures and movies of the cards here, as well as show the rigid box, show the special deals, show what is this? The prints as well, and then show like the special deals, and then here is just get yours now, a call to action, and thank you for your support. So what I had to do today essentially was just really analyze the music, see where are the spots in the music where I could break it up and how many parts there are when I break it up and what content can I put inside those little sections. Yeah.
Yeah, rock on, man. It looks,
Yeah.
yeah, this is great outline. As soon as you get the visuals in there, I'm sure it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
when you show the other cards, are you gonna do the same thing? You're gonna have that like the two
Uh,
rows sliding by each other, or will you do other?
that's the thing. That's a great question. I just came up with this like an hour or two before I got on the Discord call with you. I was like, there are 11 cards each going, there are 22 cards, 22 major arcanas. And so this is maybe one way I could do it. I also thought of putting these cards as like a 3D model, like a 3D model, and they have a camera like rotate around
Yeah.
like around the cards. Maybe that sounds like really, I mean, that sounds like something I can do, but it's just in the other side of me is just like, oh God, you really want to put yourself through that, Chris? Is like you're gonna set up a camera, have it rotate, and you gotta do the UV texturings. Like, you really want to do this? You really,
Oh
really want to
yeah.
do this? It's like, oh God. Uh, but yeah, if what you're alluding to, Michael, is like if I do this again, will it seem repetitive? Yes, I think it definitely will seem repetitive.
Yep. I
Because
agree.
there are four other suits in here, and I may need to do something different than this. Even this, maybe I don't know. It might be too busy. I like it, but I don't know. Captain Blue Blue, what do you think about this carousel rotating thing? I like it. Michael likes it. I want to know what you think. If this is too much, or if it's too fast, or let me play it really quick. Sorry, it's a little bit choppy. Uh, do you think it's going a little bit too fast, Michael?
I think it's great.
Do you think it's good? Okay.
Yeah, I think you've basically nailed it. Because the purpose of this video is not to be like an exhaustive like representation of the content. It's to be kind of like pizzazzy and wowy. You need to like,
Right,
oh
right.
wow, look at all the cards, and having like movement that's just a little bit faster than the brain can actually like keep up with things is
Right.
fine, because then it's like, oh wow, there's a lot of content here, which is
Got it.
the emotion that I think, you know, you want to be evoking. And then if people are like, wow, that's super cool, I want to look at all these cards, then they can go to the kick, get out of the video and just look at the images where you have all the cards statically. But here,
Hmm,
that kind
hmm.
of dynamism uh, is is fine. Obviously, you don't want it to be moving so fast to be so chaotic that you can't actually even see what the hell you're looking at.
Right.
Um, but here, it's moving at I think the perfect pace. Like it's
Okay.
fast enough to have some energy, and it's slow enough that I can actually stop and look at the cards. Or I
Nice,
can,
nice.
you know, my eye can
Positive.
follow one of the cards for a little while. I'm like, oh wow, cool, look at that one with the lion, that's neat. And then, it's just long enough for me to switch to look at something else.
Right, right, right. Okay, good, 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 good. Thank you so much. Let's read what Captain Blue Blue said. Um, hold on. I heard. Hold on. I heard before with the tarot card though. I'm getting Zoom meeting work calls flashbacks. Oh no. Uh, they're naked without the watermark. Is open source. Ah, perfect. Then I can add some code and sell it for money. Wait, what? What? Lead Design Studios X Midjourney makes it sound like you have partnered up, and I don't know if it is needed in the video since it's a tool. You didn't write Adobe for using Photoshop. Um, yeah, what do you think, Michael? This part where I say uh, car, blah 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 blah, created by Christopher Lee X Midjourney. Do you think that is? Should I change that up?
Um, my knee-jerk reaction is no, that it's fine,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm running through hypotheticals. or other ways that you could word it.
Because Captain Blue makes a good point. Because I didn't say, oh, I use Photoshop, right?
Yeah, but I think I still think it's important to be explicit about declaring like, hey, I use Midjourney. I'm gonna
Right.
be forward about that because it is such a new thing and people are still so cagey about
Yeah.
AI art.
Yeah.
Um, People were at one point in time cagey about Photoshop and had, some pretty um, what's the word, like, negatively biased opinions about like, using Photoshop. But now, everybody uses Photoshop. It's just a
Right.
given that somebody's using Photoshop. So I think you should definitely still say it. It's just a matter of how you want to say it to, uh, yeah. Because I mean, Captain Blue does make a decent point that it's
Hmm.
like, wait, are you teaming up with a company? Like, did the corporation that is Midjourney like, work with you? But
Yeah.
I think it's probably pretty obvious that like you're using the program Midjourney.
Right.
Um, I mean, if you really wanted to be super, like, it's nice and clean to have just a little X there, and I like that it's in a different color. It makes the message pretty clear to me.
Uh-huh.
Um, if you wanted to be really explicit, though, you could be created by Christopher Lee, and then like next line, uh, using Midjourney or
Featuring Midjourney,
sure, yep,
like
featuring,
FT dot, how they usually do it, like
yeah, like featuring art from Midjourney, or yeah, I don't know. We're in new territory here.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'll leave it as is for now, but if we could how would I do this? Like kind of like that? Uh
That I wouldn't do. I would either, yeah, there you go. I was gonna say either the X or like that,
yeah.
featuring, yeah.
Yeah, cuz I would use like using Midjourney, but the word using doesn't sound sleek and sexy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I preferred the X, especially
Yeah,
because
okay.
you are going with you named the deck the Harmony deck because it's sort of like this fusion of you and the Midjourney AI.
Mhm, mhm.
I mean, maybe you could say that. Maybe created by Christopher Lee X Midjourney AI. That way you're kind of distinguishing between the company Midjourney.
Mhm.
Wait, is Midjourney the name of the AI or is it the name of the company that provides the AI? Or is there some, different company
I
that is
know
responsible?
Midjourney is the program name. I do not know the parent company's name if it's the same as Midjourney. It might be different. I see that you're looking it up. Thank you, Michael.
Yep, sure. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Midjourney's independent research lab. Yeah, I think that's the name of the company.
Mm-mm-mm.
Um, that produces a proprietary artificial intelligence program that creates images from textual descriptions similar to OpenAI's DALL-E and the open source Stable Diffusion. Yeah, so
Mm-mm-mm.
because like yeah, with DALL-E, that's the name of the program. The company is OpenAI. So I was wondering if that was the same situation here, but it
Yeah.
sounds like no. It sounds like much like a band's first album, the album
Uh-huh.
name is the name of the band, and here the name of the company is the name of the program. I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
I'm pretty sure that in the case of Midjourney, it's both the name of the company and the name of the program. I don't think
Ah,
they're
okay,
separate.
okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah, for now, until I think of something different, or if you think of something different, we'll just keep it as X Midjourney. Because, yeah, Midjourney, again, in my opinion, they did 90% of the work, but then I had to kind of did redo most of the 90% of the work anyways. So it's like in my mind it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. Um,
Sure.
but yeah, in my video I'm gonna explain that essentially like you heard this already, Michael. It's like whenever an artist, starts drawing, you have a blank screen looking, staring straight at me. It's like very intimidating, but with Midjourney, it
Oh
helps
yeah.
you get there much, much faster. And it's like you have something to work with. So it speeds up the process like by tenfold, which is awesome. Um, yeah. So
Yeah,
cool.
just
Okay.
so you have an option, another thing that just popped in my head, you could say created by Christopher Lee with Midjourney or Midjourney AI. Um, but again, I still think I prefer the X because
Yeah.
its sim its symbolism captures a much more complicated process and dynamic than
Hmm.
any of the other words that we've put in there so far, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 All right, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much, Captain Blue Blue. Great discussion. I'm gonna keep working on this. Yeah, I need to think about another way to show the minor cups as well as the pentacles. And then when the cards come in, obviously I'm gonna have to, change it up. Or then I'll have something to show because right now I don't have any of the photos or videos of the tarot cards or of the box or the book
Hmm.
or the print. Um, Yeah. So this will be left untouched until I get the stuff, but here I can actually work on it. So yeah, sweet. Thank you, Michael and Captain Blue Blue.
Sure. Good job, man. So it's looking
Thank
good.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna close this. All right. So really, really quickly, I will show you guys out there as well as you, Michael, how I created these images by utilizing Midjourney. And okay, so the first two images that I picked, for example, is this image right here. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this image right here, as well as this image right here. I liked it because I love the lighting. I love the texture. If I zoom in right now, you could see all this like this kind of weird texture that it has. I mean, whenever you generate images with Midjourney, it gives this kind of like real, real interesting painter like God, I want to think of another word than texture, but that's the only word that's coming into my mind right now. But as you can tell, there's a lot of shit that doesn't really make sense. For example, like what is that right there? What is this? It wants to draw arms, but it can't really draw arms.
Mm,
And it's wanting to draw like a leg, but this leg and the other leg doesn't really look like anything real, right? Um,
mm-hmm.
so for the other image, I really like how this is, lit, as well as I like how it's much, much softer than the other one. This figure, I didn't really like the figure, so you'll see how I kind of erased it. So, like I said, this is the final image, and I'm just gonna kill everything. And then this is what I started with, and then I painted all the stuff that I don't want. So if you look at that, I painted all the stuff out, and then I darkened the thing above, and then I added a little bit of brightness. I wanted to have a little bit of nice contrast, like a subtle gradation. And actually, here you go. The reason why I made the subtle changes is because I wanted to make sure that the figure pops. Like without this, it's fine, but with it, oh wow, it really pops because there's a nice contrast
Mm,
right here. I added a little bit of white.
mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then not only that, but I made it even brighter. So it's like, bam, it really, really pops.
Yep, love it.
There's a little thing, and then I played with the selective color adjustment layer because right now this
Oh
looks
yeah.
way too dark. And then so I
Mm-hmm.
played it, and then just kind of like equalize, flatten everything out, play with the colors. And then the next thing that I did was I took the same image, and then I kind of just replicated it, and then erased the stuff that I don't want. So, For example, if I
Mm.
if I took the masking layer and unmasked it, you'll see all the stuff that's in here that I didn't like. And when I
Mm-hmm.
masked it up, I only utilize kind of like this area in the background right here that gives the image a little bit more, texture, and it actually looks a lot more uh, busy and interesting. Because without it, it's just like, oh, this is just a
Totally.
nice white space, but with it, it's like, oh, there's something going on in here, but I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but I don't really care. It just looks good. Right
Yeah.
here,
It has like
same.
depth now where you're like
Hmm.
looking into a space as opposed to just, you know, a single layer
Yeah,
version of it.
yeah, and same principle. I went ahead and
Wow.
took
Yeah, that's
the
awesome.
the same image and then just added right on top, and then it luckily with it, it actually gave me kind of like a sun texture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so I was like, oh, this is really really good. So I went ahead and add that on there as well. And then what do I do? Oh, for here, I thought that I thought the hair right here was a little bit
Mm-hmm.
bland, so I added like
Mm.
another texture in here just to give it a little bit of,
Wow. Yeah,
detail
that made a
right
big
here.
difference.
Yeah, and then so when you zoom out, it's like it's really subtle, but it makes a difference.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then add it. Oh, okay, so one consistent thing you'll find throughout the cards are little dots and sprinkles that just pop, makes everything pop.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this, and then just adding another layer, and then just kind of darkening, just editing stuff out, things that are too dark.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I edit it out and just make it a little bit, balance everything out. And then I darken the edges, give it a little bit more of a silhouette in the bottom right here. And you could tell I'm like darkening this area right here is
Mm-hmm.
because there's a little overlay thing right here. I'm trying to get the little
Mm.
zero to show because without the darkness, it'll kind of get lost.
Oh
And then
yeah.
so that's why I
Totally.
kind of just added this in. It's still not really readable in my opinion, but I don't want to have to sacrifice the image itself just to see the zero. So I mean, if
Mm-hmm.
people really want to see it, then I'm sorry.
They can
But
get closer.
yeah, yeah, they could really really read it. So yeah, this is how this card was generated, from here to here, from here to here. So you can tell, even though I utilized Midjourney, I didn't just say, okay, boom, hit print. I actually had to
Yeah, you did a
take,
lot of additional post-processing work.
yeah, yeah, it's a lot of work to get it the way I wanted to get it, right? And then so if I were to do a print of this thing, I would actually print
Mm-hmm.
it as is right now. And this actually fits as a 8.5 by 14 legal size print, which again, I'm so lucky that this is the exact ratio for the cards. This is what it's going to look like when it
Oh,
is
cool.
printed as a card. So
Yeah, that's nice.
yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. All right, so that is the full save, and then I'm gonna close. And same thing, I'm just gonna go really quickly with the High Priestess. This right here is the before image, so this was what I used to get started, and this is the final image.
Wow.
Um, yeah, what it looks like at the end. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill everything and just build up the layer by layer. So again, this is the starting point, and then I felt that this was a little bit asymmetrical, so I made a little copy right here, and I just brought it over on the other side, so it
Mm.
feels balanced, right? And then I darkened some areas right here. I thought that this right here is a little bit distracting. Um, what did I do right here? Oh, I brought this little thingy-majiggy lower. Only reason why is because if I put the overlay thing here, without it, it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
hit the two right
Yep.
here. Do you see that? So I just
Yep.
took it and just made it a little bit lower.
Perfect.
Got rid of these little rings right here. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
those right there. I got rid of that. Uh, and I don't know what this thing right
Yeah.
here, so I needed another shoulder. Uh, I yeah. Again, this is all just editing because without this is like is she pregnant? What's going on here? So I just lowered it a little bit right here, uh, and then brought it to the other side so it seems a little bit more asymmetrical. And then so for the face, obviously this one doesn't have a face, right? It's just this, right? I don't know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I told Midjourney to render kind of like a female face, and then I just kind of erase the part where I don't need. Because this is in my mind, she's kind of wearing like a what are they called? A garb, a mask. Those not Egyptian, Middle Eastern women wear. Um, I don't know
This,
what they're called. Hmm.
yeah, I don't remember what it's called either. Uh, a hijab?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But whenever I do this type of drawing, I'll, a movie. Do you remember the scene where Brendan Fraser like sees Rachel Weisz like dressed up as a Egyptian kind of girl? Do you remember? And then he was like, "Whoa, she's hot." Do you remember that part? That
Yep,
that
I
part
remember.
was like, yeah, that part was like, "Oh my God, she is so pretty. She's so hot." Anyways, and then let me zoom out. Okay, so this is where I did a little bit of painting. You can
Cool.
tell it's just me adding a little bit of detail and a little bit of something something. I'm not really sure what
Mm-hmm.
it is, but it's just something that makes it a little bit more interesting, right? And then
Image, like a wide image that has like 4 or 5, of the same card in the different stages with like a
mhm.
little label underneath it that's like
Oh,
raw Midjourney output. You
yeah.
know, uh, Chris, and then maybe some kind of like other little bars, something that's like, here's what the AI did, and here's where Chris took over,
Hmm.
and added background, cleaned up, or uh,
Yeah.
added speckles or whatever. That way you can see it visually, like, oh wow, that's what you started with, and then here's the step by, basically exactly what you're doing here with
Right.
on stream,
Uh-huh.
but in a quick little visual kind of
Okay.
infographic sort of a thing.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. I could even do a little video of it, just kind of show like the progression of how like from the beginning and then middle and then end, how
Sure.
how it's like being edited. Yeah, no, that's great. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Um, yes, cool, awesome. Yeah. Let me hold on. Let me write that down really quick.
Okay.
All right, make sure I do that. All right, cool. All right, so the third one, I mean, I don't want to do I'll go quickly because the it's essentially the same thing over and over again. Let me just kill everything. And so this is what I started with. I think this is a great starting point. I love the lighting. I love the figure. There's some stuff that's going on right here that doesn't really make sense right here, but
Hmm.
I went ahead and took that out, painted that out right there, took out this little light part right here because with this light right here, it draws your attention to this because
Totally.
that's a huge contrast, right? Everything else is like
Hmm.
you just look at this, right? So I went ahead and painted that out. Um, there was another image that I rendered from Midjourney that I really liked, but I wanted to keep the head, and then so I just
Mm.
did the body of it, right?
Mm. Hmm.
And then I pieced this thing over here. And the Rider Wyatt card actually shows a hermit holding a lantern. So I
Hmm.
just put a lantern here. Uh, and then I added a face. I thought the face kind of looked kind of weird. And then so I did another face, which looks much better. And then from
Mm.
here, I did a little bit of painting, make sure that everything looks good. Because her eyes, if I zoom in really quick, you can see that
Oh yeah. Yep.
it's kind of,
It
kind
needed
of wonky.
adjustment for sure.
Yeah. And
There
then
you
so
go.
I went
Wow,
ahead
good
and,
job.
yeah, thanks, man. Went ahead and painted that in, uh, painted incorporated some textures in the background right there. Uh, and from here I did a stamp, like a merge stamp, and then I made it just a little bit bigger so that we could actually see it. Add a little bit of sprinkles. Um, what did I do here? Oh, I did the whole bleed area here. I still got to do the bottom right there. Um, oh, right there. This is where I actually brought everything down, cleaned up this little edge at the bottom, and then added a little bit of levels right there,
Mm-hmm.
and then boom, that's it. And then this is the
Man,
print.
awesome.
This is the card.
Looks great.
This is before, and this is
Wow.
after. Yeah. All right. And then the last one. I mean, you can still kind of see there's still some stuff that I can work on, but something about it being not perfect is also really nice. Like this little thing right here, it's like, what the fuck is that, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with just leaving that there because even though my eye still gets drawn to it, at the same time, I like what it's doing. There's a little bit of interest that's going on all around the image that makes
Totally.
it, you know, interesting, right? It's not like totally handmade.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it allows your eye to kind of like wander around and find little discoveries about like, ooh, look at the little, glowing motes next to the lantern. Like, oh, what's this
Yeah.
glowing thing on her, uh, near her thigh? And like, oh, look at her face and oh, the lighting on her shoulder. So yeah, your eye's
Yeah.
kind of darting around and finding cool little things as you go. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. So the last one. This one is the death uh card of death. And this is before and this is after. Before and then after. You could tell I added a face. I kind of rounded out the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And for the sai wasn't connected, so it was kind of weird. It was just floating in the air. And then I kind of just connected the side. Anyways, so let me go ahead and close everything out. Again, this is what we started off with, and then from there I started painting stuff out that doesn't make sense. I don't really know what this part of the thing is, so I took that away. For here, I went ahead and skewed the moon in the back to be a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more circular. This one right here, this layer, I did something to it. I made it a little bit straighter, I guess.
I think you
Uh,
were unskewing the figure from because when you skewed the moon, the
oh,
figure also got skewed. So I think you're probably
you're
correcting that.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yep. 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 Wow. Good eye, dude. Good eye. From here, I felt that this was like a little bit too tiny. Like it felt really thin, so I, made
Mm-hmm.
another layer, and then I just made it a little bit thicker. Then I added a skull. Right here. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then essentially I added the side, the stick of the side, as well as a kind of like a blade design. And then at the bottom, I wasn't loving the bottom, so there was another
Mm-hmm.
image that I used. I believe if I unmask this right here, this was another image
Whoa.
that I really liked. I really liked this little flowery part right here. So I was just like, ooh, what
Totally.
if I use that, but delete the rest, right? So that's how it
Yeah,
is.
that's cool.
And then
It's
this one
kind
right
of
here.
evocative of like cemeteries where people like leave flowers
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff. Like
yeah,
good,
totally.
good imagery.
And then I added another, like photo bashed another thing from another image there. Added a little bit more flower here. Um, Added more flower in the foreground. Uh, and then just tightening up some spaces. Like for example, like I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
this is going on right here, as well as I didn't like how this was like straight, where this was nice and you know
Mm-hmm.
um, curved, and this is just like up and down. So I went ahead and just bent it just a tiny bit so that it feels a little bit more natural.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought that the death itself, the figure was a little bit
Mm-hmm.
dark, so I brightened it up a little bit. And then in order to make things a little bit more punchy, I made the moon just a little bit
Wow.
brighter so that it
Hell
really just
yeah.
pops, right? And then I did the whole bleed, make sure that all the edges look good. I also I thought it was kind of weird that it's kind of weird like how this stick is going. What is it going up into his hands? Is his hand kind of like the whole side thing? And then so I was like, maybe I should just add like a hint of a hand. So I went ahead and kind of I did a photo
Mm,
bashing of a female hand. I was like, well, I don't want that, right? I'll just go ahead and just darken that, and if you zoom out, it'll kind of indicate that Death is holding the Sai with her hand. Huh.
yeah, looks cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. And obviously add some sprinkles. Sprinkles as it
Always. Yeah,
always.
those sprinkles are pretty great.
Yeah,
I dig
makes it.
them.
Yeah,
They help
and
give all of the cards that sort of like cosmic
mm,
uh feel to them.
yeah. So this one. Okay, so this was before,
Wow.
and this is after.
Man, big difference.
Yeah,
Big change.
and if you put the little thing on, as well as make it into the card. So yeah, this is the final card.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Good work,
Sweet.
man.
Thank you, dude. Thank you for just watching and seeing what I had to endure 78 times plus one.
Holy crap, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes it all the more amazing that this was still done at a third of the in the third of the amount of time as the first tarot deck. Like,
Yeah,
holy
yeah,
smokes.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it definitely took quite some time. I mean, funny enough, I would say the hardest part of this whole process is actually generating the images because it gets a little bit
Mm.
frustrating when you're trying to get again, I've explained it to you, like when you're trying to get the king to sit on the fucking throne, like
Yeah.
sit sit down, and it's like sitting on at the bottom of the throne, like on top of the like on the because the throne and then the backside, and it's actually sitting on the backside on
Oh,
top of the throne.
jeez.
I'm just like,
Uh-huh.
oh God, sit your ass down on the seat of the throne. You have to be very, very specific. You have to repeat yourself, and it's just really frustrating. And sometimes it takes because when you're using Midjourney, you get two modes, right? You have a fast mode and a slow mode. Fast mode, you're actually being prioritized on their servers, so that when you enter in a command, it will put you right on top of all the other people who are rendering their stuff. But when you're using slow mode, you get put at the bottom, right? And for 1 month, when you pay for 1 month, you get only X amount of times you can do it the fast mode.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, but for slowed mode, you could actually do it as many times as you want. But it takes 1 to 3 minutes, and you're
Mm.
either just sitting there waiting for it to start, or if you're smart like me, play Overwatch and play and then generate, play and generate. When you die, see if you like it, and if you don't, hit generate and then go back into the game. And then you're just playing and then see if it's like, oh, is it good? Oh no, I don't like that. Oh, I died. Generate and then go back. And so you're trying to like for myself, like I talked about, it's like trying to optimize my time, right? Just to make sure
Mm. Hmm.
things work out. So yeah, man, it definitely was quite the experience overall. Would I do this again? Again, it depends on whether how these cards are accepted. Um, would I use it again? Maybe in the future. I will say that I probably won't use Midjourney, because Midjourney does not allow me to do, like sexy stuff, like not safe for work stuff. And I want to do, nudity. I want to do, the more naughty stuff, not the hentai stuff, right? But Midjourney does not allow us to do that. However, I believe Stable Diffusion allows us to do that. So if I were to get into yet AI again, I would probably take a look at Stable Diffusion. But again, Stable Diffusion, the two programs, have different looks to it. Stable Diffusion looks more real. One example I gave you is that I saw on a YouTube channel where, someone said, I want, please generate Darth Vader in a go-kart. And Midjourney gave some weirdo image of a go-kart of Darth Vader. It didn't look good, but when you actually do it in Stable Diffusion, it actually has, you know, Darth Vader in a go-kart. And it was just like, whoa, this looks legit. So I would say the realistic side is more Stable Diffusion. The more stylized concept art ish stuff is more on the Mid Journey side. So next time if I do this again, I probably will give Stable Diffusion a shot and see how that works. Yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a Mid Journey, and I definitely will uh, take a look at it sometime in the near future if these cards are well accepted by the audience slash my backers. And if not, I'll just have to move on to something else. But it's been a good experience, and I could say that yeah, I used it. And again, I truly feel this whole AI Mid-Journey, Stable Diffusion, DALL-E 2 or 3, I don't know what version it's on. It's a good thing. It's a tool, it allows not just artists, but people around the world who don't know how to draw to conceptualize and create images based in their head, and people have an issue with, oh, you could just generate what? You can generate art by just putting some prompts and sentences in? You know, what the world? Or you could think of it as this way. Oh, you could generate an art just by putting a few sentences in? That's awesome. There's two way of looking at this. And for me, I choose to look at it as, oh, anyone can now create images. It's an awesome thing. As an artist, I think it's great. Anyone can draw now, even though it sucks that it might take some jobs away, but holistically, it benefits the society, in my opinion, and I think that's a great thing. I think whether you like it or not, Genie is out of the bottle. It's only going to get better from now on, and yeah, yeah. And for those people, in my opinion, who say they're stealing from other artists' work, the truth is everyone steals from everyone. Like, who did they steal their style of art from, and who did, and so on and so forth, right? And the analogy that I have is like, it's like, oh, you're riding inside of a automated vehicle, it's plagiarism. It's using wheels. Wheels is supposed to go on carts and bicycles. So it's because it's using wheels, therefore cars shouldn't use wheels because other stuff uses wheels. It's a shitty analogy, right? But in my mind, it's just we always borrow from things. We always take things from others. We always use inspiration. We emulate a lot of different things. And if AI isn't going to, emulate it, then a human being is going to emulate it. If I like a certain style from an artist, I'm gonna do my best to learn from XYZ artists to, make myself into a better artist, right? But with Midjourney, with Stable Diffusion, with Dolly, I don't have to do it. It does it for me, which is I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So in my mind, I think it's a great thing. It's going to only get better and better and better. So yeah.
Yeah,
Uh
absolutely, man.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Did you want to add anything to that? Mm. Uh
Nope, I don't think so. Yeah, you well said.
King Cass says, "Yo, hey King Cass, how are you doing, man? Good to see you, dude." Captain Blue says, "It's one thing to steal someone's style. It is another thing to take another person's image and then put it in a machine that makes money and not compensate the artist. It is a really gray area." Yeah, it definitely is a really gray area. However, I haven't seen any proof, and maybe Captain Blue Blue or anyone else in the chat that can, send me exactly that. For me as a layperson, I haven't seen any images that has been generated so far that has straight up ripped off of any one artist's image. I personally would love to see like, ooh, shit, that they really they really just jacked it straight up, you know. So yeah, if you guys can in the chat can educate me and show me, I definitely, you know, will think twice about it. But so far, with my experience with what I've seen, you know, on the forums everywhere, I haven't seen how Midjourney or Stable Diffusion has straight up, you know, jacked someone else's work. Um, Again, in my opinion, if if AI isn't gonna straight up jack it, you know, someone else probably would. Um, Sorry, let me back up. You should never take anyone's artwork, jack it, crop it, uh, s- flip it, you know, change the hue, you know, and then sell it as your own work. That's not how you do it. That's just fucking straight up jacking someone's work and plagiarism. But the way I understand it is Midjourney slash Stable Diffusion. They look at all the images online. They break it down. And Michael, you actually probably you actually explained it a little bit better back then. You asked the question, what does diffusion mean, right? And then you actually looked into it and you explained it to me once, and essentially it breaks everything down and then it recreates it again or something. It doesn't like straight up take copy and then paste, right? You don't have to explain it, Michael, but I remember you asking that question, and I remember you know giving me a little bit of a explanation as to why, and I was like, oh, so that's what diffusion means. Because again, I'm a lazy asshole. I don't really, you know, think too much about it. I just like, ooh, here's a tool. Let me use it, you know, and with the whole program. See, you have a good programming mind. You actually want to understand as to why it works. I'm just like, oh, hey, it works. This is cool, you know. So, but yeah,
I
if you
mean, you know, that's totally fine. Like, do you know how your kidney works? No, but it's great that it does.
that's true. Yeah, I do not know how my kid. I just know I need to feed it a lot of water so that it flushes a lot of stuff out. All right, guys. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna look at your amazing artwork, and tonight we have two from June and JB Honey. So let me share my screen really quick and go live. Sorry, I was coughing.
It's
All right.
quite all right. Ooh,
Oh, nice. That's sweet. Give me 1 second, Michael. I need a drink of water.
sure. So I think this first piece of art it's called the birth of meat or the start of meat or something like that. I think I'm getting that right. Um, I it's good, but this is weird. It's a very weird piece of art, especially for June. I feel like June's art is usually very, you know, they're like figures or they're animals or they're, you know, portraits. Um, so this is interesting to see something a little bit more out of the box
Yeah, it's
from
definitely a
June.
lot more conceptual. It's like a mix mash of like various, you know, things. I mean, you got a dinosaur head, you got it wearing kind of like a head shawl, and is sitting in front of a throne maybe, or maybe that's like a
Yeah, I
disc, a
don't know what
sun
that
disc or
is.
something, and it's holding like a
Hmm.
baby of some sort. It's like a dino baby maybe.
Yeah, some kind of, yeah, I don't know. So umbilical cord attached.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely different from what June usually draws, but I like it. I like it a lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
likewise.
this is really, really cool. And again, I'll say it every single week. Her painting style is so good. It's very naturalistic, and uh,
Totally.
I I believe this is digital, but she makes it look real. I mean, she makes it look traditional, which is really, really awesome.
A thumbs up for dinosaurs. I love me some
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
yeah. Oh, Michael, I was actually thinking for my next Kickstarter, I could design some dinosaur themed, either cards or pins. I don't know. Because I
Oh
know for a
yeah.
fact that people love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are like a thing. Like I remember seeing this Kickstarter that actually designed some dino pins, and they got funded like crazy. It was awesome.
Yeah. Dinosaurs are like a perennial favorite. Never go out of style.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, June. Look freaking
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks, June. Keep it up.
All right. The next one is by JB Honey. She always draws some amazing stylized females, and I
Yeah.
really like her stylized coloring. Not just like the figure, but the way she colors
Mm.
it. It's like very Disney-esque, right? It has like really
Hmm.
flat celled shading, and I really like it. I really like it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you achieve an awful lot of volumetric effect with very few shades.
Yeah,
Like there's one, two, three, there's only like four different values
4.
there on the dress.
Yeah,
Like that's awesome. Good job.
yeah.
Looks
I
great.
Yeah, I'm jealous of people that can do this. Here's the thing. This works only because the design is good. Only because the
Mm,
outline it works. The outline it actually looks good, and that's because she has a strong outline, then she's able to do this type of stylistic, color rendering. Because
hmm.
like for me, I would not be able to do this because my art is all over the place.
Mm.
I kind of
Yeah,
wish
no,
you
it's
would
cool.
I wish you would bring this one down a little bit. I kind of want to see the rest of the head.
Oh, it cuts off there. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it cuts off right there. Yeah,
Yeah, that's too
unfortunately.
bad.
Captain
Super
Blue
cute.
says,
Love it.
Cutie Raptor, Cutie Saurus. Yeah. King says,
Nice.
who would fare better against a horde of dinosaurs, ninjas or pirates? Michael,
Wow.
what do you think, ninjas or pirates? The battle will be
Well,
on land, no access to ships.
mm, well, until that last caveat there, I would have said like, oh man, pirates hands down. It's like that would be an amazing battle. Um, but if it's only on land and they don't have access to their ship, I mean, do they still have access to cannons? Can they like take the cannons to shore? Because I feel like ninjas are like real surgical,
Yeah.
um, whereas pirates are like, they can really blow crap up. So I guess it depends on what kind of like. Yeah, it really depends on the actual scenario. We're talking like one giant T-Rex.
Yeah.
In that case, I'd put my money on the ninjas probably because if get enough of them up there and they can just like slice open a main artery and bring that thing down, they'd be good. But if we're talking like an army of velociraptors, then my money'd be on the pirates because one cannon shot can, if it's well placed, take out a couple of different dinosaurs all at once. So I don't
King
know.
says they do have their guns. They do get their guns.
There you go. Yeah, so they got muskets and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. That's tricky. Good question though. What about you, Chris?
I
What do you think?
I would say pirates because guns beats swords and
Hmm.
throwing ninja stars. Captain Blue says if there are 100 pirates, then they would be. Hold on. If there are 100 pirates, then they would beat ninjas. Pirates get swords and guns. Ninjas get swords and melee seems like a bad idea, and I imagine animals get scared of loud cannon fire slash guns.
Mm,
Good
yeah,
point.
good point.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would go with pirates as well. Hey, Lightos is here. Hey, Lightos, how you doing, man?
Welcome.
Hope you're doing well, Lightos. Good to see you. King says reloading back then is such a oh yeah, yeah. You gotta do that cleaning of the cannon and then put the powder and then put the cannonball inside and then light it
Yep.
again. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a pain in the ass. But again, at least they
Better not
have
miss.
yeah, but at least they have firepower. They have cannon, right? I don't think I don't know, like what ninjas they get like ninja vanish and then they throw those like vanishing
Mm-hmm.
bombs like Batman Begins
A
uh
smoke bomb or something.
this yeah there you go like a smoke bomb right yeah Lido says I'm doing well dealing with the pain in the butt puppy oh yeah
New puppy, huh?
Yeah Lidos recently got a cute puppy it's so
Sweet.
adorable And yeah, puppies, like Michael, you could attest to this. Puppies are
Oh yeah, a
a
lot of
lot of
work.
work. Yeah, a lot of work. But they are worth it. They're so cute and they bring a lot of love and joy to the
Hell
family.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. JB, honey, amazing job. Please continue doing some amazing work. I wish to God I could draw like this. Ah, I need to do more line art. This is really good. Excellent, excellent job. All right, next one we will take a look at. Michael, I was actually on Captain Blue. This is by Captain Blue Blue, by the way. He actually created this game in, I want to say, Unreal Engine. Correct me if I'm wrong. And this is essentially a hiragana game where you have to click on the right hiragana in order to
Hmm.
defeat the enemy. And I was like, oh my God, this is such a great conceptual game. Uh, like you should bring it to the next level. And obviously, it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah, we know all too well.
Yeah, yeah, we know all too well. But the idea is there because I was on a stream. I was like, oh my gosh, if I could if I could actually learn Japanese this way versus, the traditional writing it like 500 times, then I
Mm.
remember if I could play and learn it in a fun way, I would probably learn it much faster, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like, that's one of the like kind of magical things about video games is that they often don't do a very good job at teaching you like practical things, but it's really easy to learn stuff in video games. One of the things that I think back to is like in the early days when I played a lot of Pokemon, when they're like
you
original,
play
red,
Pokemon?
blue, and yellow. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Um, yep. Back when
Oh.
the I think like by the time Yellow came out is when I got into it. But just by playing that game, I like was able to memorize all 100 at the time. It was only 151, and then when Gold and Silver came out, then it was like 251 Pokemon. You could just
Mm.
like show me an image of it and be like, oh yeah, I know who that is. That's you know this particular Pokemon, and it's this evolution of it, and it's
Mm.
this it's a grass type or whatever. And I didn't do flashcards or anything for that. It was just from playing the game that knowledge came into my
Yeah.
brain. It's completely useless in the real world, but it just goes to show you that if you're having fun,
Yeah.
the learning can happen seamlessly.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And much like any other video games, you know, you we keep playing video games, right? It's because it's fun. Like I keep playing Overwatch because it's fun. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's really aggravating, but most of the time it's a lot of fun. And what happens when it's fun? You keep doing it over and over. There's repetition. And if you play a game that's, with so many repetitions, you'll embed it into your head. I'm sure like with Pokemon, it's like all the kids, well, definitely not me, but I'm sure all the kids out there know like, oh, that's a Pikachu, that's a Squirtle, that's a Meowth, and all this other Pokemons. And again, it's not really information that's applicable to the real world, but yet we still know what it is because it's just embedded into our heads, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know what to say to you, Captain Lulu. I think this is such a good idea, and to tell you to keep going and pushing and do the next,
Absolutely.
make it better. I don't know if you're planning on making this better, but I could just say that this is it's a great idea. If I was back in high school, God, I wish I had this type of game in order to learn Japanese. I mean, not just Japanese. You could use this for Chinese. You could use this for German, you could, Swedish, whatever, right? I mean, just make it fun to learn, right? Ken Blue
Totally.
says it's like Duolingo meets Final Fantasy with the swiping mechanism of Tinder. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I actually specialize in serious games at universities. Nice. There you go.
Rock
Think
on.
it, yeah, think about this, Captain Blue, because again, like educational games, that's fun. You know, God, people would definitely played it. Kambun says study it for 2 years after bachelor's. Nice. That's cool, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Freaking awesome, man. Freaking awesome. So I believe that is all the artwork that has been posted. And just let you guys know, whoever is watching this video, every Sunday we will take a look at your guys' amazing work. So feel free to join our Discord and post it, all right? All right.
Rock on.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, Michael, for, as well as Captain Blue and everyone here, giving me, feedback on my tarot cards. And just let you guys know, I'm planning to launch it if everything goes smoothly. I'm planning to launch it Tuesday on the 29th. And so I'll definitely keep you guys updated then. And until that time, I'm just gonna keep on working at it. And next Sunday, hopefully, I'll have it in a better spot where I can, show you, Michael, as well as you guys, the next stage of the Kickstarter. Hopefully, it should get better. I mean, yeah, I hope it'll get better. I'll keep working on it. Yeah. And Michael, hopefully you'll have something for us to, take a look at next week. And just to let you guys know, we don't really, Michael and I obviously don't have a project going on right now. He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. We're still talking about what is our next amazing project that we will be, that we will potentially do. But currently, I got my stuff to do first, and Michael has, he's working on some pretty cool stuff that he's gonna share with us sooner or later. Yeah, he's cooking up some stuff, and so yeah. Until then, we will be, our Sunday streams are gonna be very relaxed. If I have something to share with you guys, I'll share it. If not, then we'll just talk about things that is going on in the world. And oh, by the way, Michael, I don't know if you're a Power Rangers fan. Were you a Power Rangers fan by any chance?
Briefly, yeah, I like the Power Rangers. I thought they were pretty cool.
Sad news. Um, Green Ranger, aka White Ranger, Jason David Frank,
Uh huh.
he passed on. I read that he unfortunately committed suicide. And
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
it's so sad. Because he was a very positive influence on a lot of youngins, including myself. Watching him as a superhero. You know,
Mm.
he was like one of my people that I looked up. I mean, obviously it's a cartoon, or it's not a cartoon. It's a kids show, but it brought out positivity in a lot of kids. Like do good, fight for what is
Yeah.
right, and fight against monsters. Stupid shit like that. Actually, I would say helps kids, develop their brains into thinking a certain way. Like be a good guy, and Tommy, the AKA Green Ranger slash White Ranger, and a whole bunch of other color. I believe he was also Red Ranger and Black Ranger too. Later on in the years, he was he was a good role model, yeah. And weird thing too. Yeah. I just, man, that's so sad because I know for a fact that was, I don't know if he still is, a Christian, because he was always like, because I'm a Christian too. I looked up and he's like, oh yeah, Jesus never tapped out, and he said that because he was also like in MMA. He dove into MMA for a little bit, and I don't think he continued with it. But yeah, he's sort of kind of like a good person, man. And I when I read this morning on my feed, I was like, oh fuck, that sucks, dude. Yeah, so one of the reasons why I brought that up is only because, like, we could talk about anything and everything, on Sundays. If anything like this kind of happens, we could, chat a little bit about it. But that I, we're wrapping things up a little bit right now. But yeah, just a little bit of news that I heard today. It was sad, and again, I've never experienced depression before, but I know it's a real thing. And all I can say is, if you have any thoughts of, suicidal thoughts, make sure, to reach out to people, contact them, reach out, and people will try to help you. And if you don't have anyone around you, I'm sure there are, hotline numbers where you could call, where people can help you out. So Life is very, very precious, and I don't know if the number is right, but remember, you guys, that in order for you to exist, you had to beat out, I believe the count is billions of sperms. You were a sperm out of one out of billion, and you were that one out of billion sperm to impregnate the egg, and so you are one in a billion. So don't take your life away so easily because you are definitely special. You were, in my opinion, you were created for a purpose. So don't just give up. And again, I've never experienced depression before, so I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But all I can say is, you know, there's help out there, so don't just end it. It's a hard. It's I know it's hard. King Cat says 988 is the hotline number if you are an American. Captain Blue added. Yep. Captain Blue also says depression is really hard. Yeah, I believe that is yeah, I believe that's true. So, sorry to end it on a sad note tonight, but yeah, it is one of the things I woke up to this morning, and I was like, ah, fuck, one of my heroes, he's gone. You know, much like Robin Williams. You know, seems like a very jovial guy, and all of a sudden, you know, he took his own life, and it's just like, fuck, man, that's fucking sad.
Yeah, it is really sad.
Yeah.
But good PSA, good to talk about it. Bring it, especially,
Mm-hmm.
for the creative and art community, which I think probably is there's a greater precedence of folks suffering from depression in the art community than in, the broader community at large. So
Yeah. Yeah.
good for folks to hear.
Yeah, yeah. And that number again, thanks to King, it is 988 is the hotline number. So make sure to please reach out to your family and then loved ones. And if you don't have anyone else, feel free to call that hotline number again. But yeah, that's about it. And again, thank you guys for hanging out with me and Michael. And thank you again for taking a look at my Kickstarter. I'm very, very excited about it, and hopefully it'll be big because God, I don't know what else I'm gonna do if this one doesn't work. But yeah, fingers crossed, and I'm praying really hard. Michael, do you have anything you want to add before we end?
Nope, I don't think so. Good work on the Tiaro deck and the Kickstarter. It's looking fantastic, very
Thank you,
professional.
thank you,
And
thank you.
yeah,
Awesome. Thank
thanks for being with us, everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks for hanging
thank
out.
thank you guys. And before we leave, I'm just going to type in our social stuff. If you want to find Michael, here's all of Michael's things. And if you want to find me, you could find me here. And let you guys know, you could find me also on twitch.tv/Lead Design Studio. Although for the past 2 weeks, I've been kind of MIA because either getting over COVID and I've been working on this Kickstarter thing as well as tarot cards, trying to send it out to get it printed. Uh, I'm hoping to get back to streaming very, very soon. By next week. Yeah. So you can find me on Twitch.tv at Lead Design Studio. And Michael, what about you?
Links are down below and also in the chat. But I'm kind of a social ghost. This is really the best place to find me. Um, yeah, is right here at the Creative Tavern. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard.
Yeah, sweet. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out. We're gonna go ahead and close. Please take care of yourself. Please stay safe, stay hydrated, stay warm. All right. Please take care. All right, you guys, take care. Bye.